Ida for telling my husband entitled wannabe work wife to fuck off after she told me I was trying to kill my unborn child. For context, I 30F and my husband 3OM are having a baby. I'm 8.5 months pregnant currently, so I am not working for obvious reasons. But in my job, I earn significantly more than my husband. My husband works at a small company and I really get on with most of his coworkers apart from one his work wife to 4F. I put work wife in quotes as he does not call her this despite her desperately trying to get this title. She has degraded me to him before, her main complaint being when I was working I work too much and am clearly trying to emasculate him, which he very quickly shut down. Now I'm pregnant and not working, she's voiced concern to him that I look too thin for a pregnant woman. I am a healthy weight. She's just a larger woman, and I assume while not trying to be too egotistical that she felt a bit jealous, probably hoping that I would get bigger than her during pregnancy. And her other concern being that I'm too old to be pregnant. She's done both of these in creepy, subtle ways as to not look like the outright bad guy. Anyway, on to the incident. My husband's boss was having a garden party to which I was invited. During this event, my husband was having a glass of gin and tonic, one of my favorite drinks. He remarked to me that it was particularly good. I took his glass to take a small sip. I could see work wife's beady eyes on me as I handed the glass back. She then came rushing up to us to tell me about the dangers of fetal alcohol syndrome. I explained I just had a small sip and it's really no harm at all. But this wasn't enough for her to just leave it. She continued to go on about how worried she is. My husband defended me, repeating that I only had a tiny bit and there really is no harm there. She seemed to be offended by this response and turned to me and said if I want to kill my baby, I should just have an abortion. My husband and those in earshot were stunned by this. Before I could think about what to do, I instantly told her to fuck off and mind her own business. Luckily, no one heard and she sort of just looked uncomfortable and left shortly afterwards. Following this very mild response, in my opinion and in the opinion of my husband and others I've told, she has sent my husband 7 emails calling me and him every name imaginable, tried to call 40+ times, leaving a variety of insane voicemails. My husband has reported this to HR and she resigned shortly after. Despite this, she won't stop calling and leaving abusive messages. We've tried blocking her, but she just makes new accounts. Her persistence makes me worried for her mental well-being, and I feel like a bit of an asshole for pushing this clearly disturbed woman over the edge. Ida. Like she wanted to be more than a work wife. Unfortunately, you may have to take a restraining order out on her. You did nothing out of line and could have no way of knowing she was about to become so crazy. You have actually shown luck. I'm honestly surprised to see this here. Do you truly think you're the asshole here? She is clearly unwell and I think you should report her to the police. NTA. Take all the voicemails and emails to the police. Start a paper trail. See if you can get a restraining order. Have Hubs get the HR stuff too. I would not trust her in any way, shape, or form. She is full-on psychotic. NTA. I was expecting your husband to be less supportive of your position, but I'm really pleased to hear his response. Work wife resigned from her job and got fired. File a police report. They may have enough to go after her for harassment. If not, at least it'll be documented in case continues to escalate things. Depending on where you live, you can file for a restraining order or no contact order. Do not engage with her. Any attention, even negative, will encourage her to continue. Document everything she does. And for the record, you are not the It seems more like a stalker situation, IMO. You need to report this to the police. Ensure you have security cameras to ensure she doesn't try to get in the house. NTA. Not at all. She's unhinged and this harassment isn't okay. NTI. Document this behavior and consider whether you should apply for a protective order. NTA. She had no right to butt in like she did. She sounds completely unhinged. NTA. At all. Sounds like she is obsessed with your husband, and I would consider taking out a restraining order and seeking legal action if this continues. She is unfortunately obviously very sick, but that is neither of your responsibility. Congrats on the pregnancy. I wish you all beautiful, happy, healthy lives. Work wife is fucking nuts, unstable and hopefully not dangerous. Even though she's no longer employed there, I hope that HR would still support you on taking this to another level since they're the ones that exposed your family to this problem. Agree that a restraining order, harassment case should be explored. I had my last child 40, very nearly 41, so you're not too old. From all the phone calls, it sounds like she's a bit of a stalker. I'd keep a log of all calls, emails, messages, etc. and contact police. Plus, I definitely have told her to fuck off too. She was already hanging on the ledge. NTA lady is crazy. Forcing work wife work husband makes me so uncomfortable. Shouldn't be a thing even for single people, let alone married ones. Makes people think they can overstep boundaries. Insulting you to your husband, other huge red flag that should have been reported. You're 30 years old. How the fuck is that old to have children? I would save every text she sends. Send her a cease and desist letter. Then report to the police if she keeps harassing you. NTA, first of all, for anyone who might be wondering, there's science backing up that a single sip of alcohol is not going to harm you or the baby. Secondly, this girl clearly wanted to get with your husband and was completely out of line. You were just defending yourself. Thirdly, at this point she is harassing you and you should file a police report. Next time, instead of being composed, just start to cry LOL. NTA relieved your husband is taking your side up. Wanted to get with your husband. He said no. She wanted to make you look bad. Your husband stood up for you and she wasn't happy about that. She wished for your baby to be dead, so I think telling her to F off was a bare minimum reaction. She was already over the edge. You are just getting closer to having enough to get a restraining order against her. This sounds like the start of Baby Reindeer too. And her other concern being that I'm too old to be, she is really reaching for any excuse to trash talk you, isn't she? 30 isn't too old for pregnancy. What the hell is she going on about? Anyway, change your numbers if that's an option. Look into restraining orders. The lady is crazy and I'd be nervous she'd try something nefarious. The police, your husband has a stalker. Also, contact her new employer as well and let them know who the woman is a lunatic. And did her emails ended with send from my iPhone. Document everything and get a restraining order for stalking harassing. I'm 40. Almost 41. My kids are grown and nearly grown and I have classmates from high school who have little ones in diapers. Others are grandparents. Kids happen when they happen. She's a walking psycho thriller from the 90s like Fetal Attraction. Only your husband is also telling her no. I would consider an order of protection or whatever you call restraining orders where you're from. However, I am baffled by something. If I as a man worked with a woman and the very first time she mentioned my so in a derogatory way, my response would leave absolutely nitrogen monoxide room for further future comments. I'm confused that you say she keeps saying Zais and is insisting on this stupid title. On ship get to this point where one of your colleagues' SOS is a random topic of discussion? He had put a stop to her overstepping effectively the first time. It would never have gotten to this point. Am I the only one whose personal life isn't up for discussion at my workplace? NTA, I feel your response was calm and well measured in light of the egregiousness of her comment. And just so you know, when I was reading this to my partner, I said, I'll bet she didn't quit. She was asked to resign. You don't send out that many expletive-riddled emails and voicemails and get to keep your job. Good job getting this handled. I hope the remainder of your pregnancy is stress-free and that labor and birth are smooth and uncomplicated for both mother and baby. Take care. Get a restraining order. She seems unhinged. Call the police about the constant harassment. NTA, you certainly not responsible for this woman's insanity. The locus of her crazy is in her own mind. It is not possible to reason with the irrational. The message will be scrambled by the recipient. She needed a boundary which you provided. Ungrateful she has left your husband's place of employment. Apparently her problems are clearly evident to others as well. Hopefully she will develop a new obsession or get some therapy and medical management for her delusions. She kinda reminds me of that baby reindeer show on Netflix. You are NTA. Clearly something is going on with the ex-work wife. Thank God she doesn't work there anymore. Threaten her with a restraining order and then follow through if necessary. She's giving Martha from Baby Reindeer vibes, NTA. Holy crap, she's definitely unhinged. No wrapped too tightly. Doesn't know that the dangers of fetal alcohol syndrome mainly occur during the first trimester, not that it's not harmful at any other time. But the first trimester is where most of the damage happens. One tiny sip at this stage in the game didn't hurt anything. I think I'd be filing a complaint with the police at this point. Oh no, another baby reindeer, sent from iPhone. I'll call the cops. This is criminal harassment. Google your local law enforcement's phone number and then make a report and have them tell her no more contact, or you'll take it to court. NTA, but get a restraining order. She sounds dangerous. The stress of having to see her alcohol when it comes to harming the baby? JFC, get a restraining order sounds like you're working on that. What a crazy MFer. Sorry you had to deal with that. Am I the only one getting Dateline vibes from that chick? I hope you have cameras and an alarm system. Don't brush off the potential danger, especially to you and your baby. This woman is ill and needs help. Meanwhile, you need protection. Wishing you a surprisingly easy delivery and a happy, healthy, sweet baby. It's funny how baby reindeer has become a verb, NTA. Thanks for watching.